Hip extension is one of the most important motions throughout the human body, because you think every time we walk or run, we have to extend and drive that hip, drive the body away to get ourselves to move from point A to point B. What I'm noticing is that a lot of people don't have that active hip extension. If I test them, and through one of my evaluations, they lift their leg off the table, they only get a few degrees, it's hard for them to fully extend up, but then as I passively lift them throughout the range of motion, I can lift them up a whole lot. So they actually have the range of motion, but they can't actively get into that position on their own. In those instances, what I like to work on is this hip extension drill with the foam roller. So I like to elevate just a little bit through this front leg so I'm higher, because obviously that foam roller here is about 4 or 5 inches up. I'm going to rest my shin of that back leg there, and now it's almost like I'm going into a hip flexor stretch, but I'm not digging my back toe into the ground. I'm going to extend that hip. So I'm using that foam roller as a little bit of assistance to extend and get that full hip extension. Again, that doesn't matter, the hip extension, if you let your body change position. So if you watch me here, kind of way to kind of cheat this, if I go and I lean forward, am I getting as much hip extension? No. I need to really engage through the core, keep my spine rigid and stationary so I can just isolate that motion through the hip. But it just teaches us a very simple way to drive a little bit more extension through the hip if you have trouble doing that actively. Again, runners, this is beneficial for. Triathletes who are in that position on the bike for such long periods of time and then have to get into the run. This is a good thing to help loosen up, get the hip extension, and get full range of motion there. So beneficial exercise. Try this on your own. I think you'll see a lot better hip extension and control actively.